whole Black Lives Matter movement, I know there's very mixed views about it, but actually we now have we should have had a voice. We've always had a voice. Those that were brave enough have always had that voice. However, this is our time now. So this is our time to collaborate. Stop the whole mistrust.
Tell me about it.
There's a lot of mistrust in the black community.
Boy, say it louder.
Don't be untrusting of our own.
Tell me about it.
If we don't stick together, we're just never going to have.
Well, we also can't look. We also can't look for support from others.
No,
I mean, like, if we're not propping each other up, like our own brothers and sisters, why do we expect anyone else out there to be like, yeah, we'll make sure you're good? Because if they do, it won't be from the intentions that we want them to be. Because it's just going to benefit them. That's how human nature is.
And the sad thing is, people do it. And the sad thing is, people do expect you to do for them. They don't see collaboration as a strength. They don't see partnership working as a strength. They see it as a threat. But actually, we're stronger together. We're stronger as a team. We're stronger together.
Always.
I mean, I hope after this we can do some work. We've got some common ground.
Yeah,
you know, we like to empower young people.
That's right.
Young black men.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do more of in our society. I'm never going to cry down black because I'm black. You know, my parents are from the Caribbean. However, there are a lot of lessons that we can learn to give us the power to do things in the right direction and just be stronger. Be stronger,
more resilient, like you mentioned. That resilience is the key, and identity. Along with that, which is another good thing actually we could bring up, because I notice you have people that I tend to find that are quite successful have very strong identities. Like, whether that is considered toxic or whether it's considered positive, you know who they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, whether you want to or not, they have a strong character, a strong persona, an energy almost with them. And I think that's almost like what people need to figure out in themselves. Like, what is it that I do or I am interested in doing that brings out the best qualities in myself? And I think that goes back to the trust and the confidence. We notice that they lack these things. You know what I mean? Trust and confidence are two things that are severely lacking in the community, whether it's brands, whether it's businesses. So how are you able to translate that to people? How can we push on or share confidence and trust? How can you develop that?
I think it's going to be tough, but I think it can be done. And just through pushing, I mean, I'm very resilient. You know, I've had challenges in my life, not for the podcast, but I'm very resilient. I bounce back. And my natural DNA is kindness, giving, support. So I will never, ever change that. So whether someone wants to receive the gift that I'm giving them to try and help, that's down to them. But I will always give it. So for me, it's consistency, persistence, and being genuine with that support, because I'm not going to change who I am. What I do generally comes from the heart. I'm not a perfect person by any means.
Doesn't exist.
I'm not a perfect person, but I'm never going to change my DNA. So for me, I'm going to just keep being who I am, putting that out there, and you know, if you want to take that and receive,
there you go.
I'm here.
I
am here.
There you go. Seriously, if you guys haven't checked out, please go and check out ADL in terms of the work, because like we said, the key word, connections.
ADL Connexions.
I mean, I don't want to say it's an overused word, but like collaboration, these words get misused, mistreated, because we use them as catchwords because they sound good when you're launching. You know, like so many people, the launch is exciting. You know, like if you're starting a business or a brand, the launch is exciting, but it's just like most things, relationships, friendships. New is exciting because it's unknown. Once you start to understand it and you rationalize, that novelty wears off, and then all you're left with is the passion, if it's there. If it's not there...
It is, you know, connections is a big word for me. I mean, just connecting. You know, one of my logos is a heart. Heart is like my absolute favourite shape in the whole wide world. You can come into my home, I've got hearts everywhere, and I'm just drawn to it because literally everything I do is from the heart. Like genuinely, I know I've said that before, but like genuinely.
Yeah.
But I just want to make a difference, honestly. Like genuinely, I just want to make a difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so much so that's to my own detriment.
Can be sometimes.
But like I said, I think collaboration is key.
Yeah.
Connection. You know, I'm one person, and I want to grow my business. I want to support the world. I can't do that by myself.
No.
I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, you
and
need
I'm
assistance.
I'm not too proud to say, Theo, you're great at this. Can you give me a bit of help? Can you give me a bit of advice? You know, I really need your support. I'm not too proud to ask for it. And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing through coaching and stuff like that, I'm taking everything in. I take it in honestly. Someone's going to give me something.
Yep.
That's going to support me. Trust me, I'm taking it.
Oh, you have to. You have to, because it's all. You mentioned signs earlier, which is something I really try to pay attention to.
Yeah.
I believe that everything kind of happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's why I try not to get too up or too down. You know, like when good things happen, you know, I feel like I'm deserving in some parts because I put the work in, but I don't let it get too much to my head, because then that's when you start living there. Absolutely. You know, and when you start living there, you start forgetting about those foundational things that got you there. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like it's a horrible cycle in life. I think we are constantly battling. Yeah. We're like growth without greed. You know, moving up the ladder, if you will, in terms of the corporate sectors and things like that, without losing your integrity. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's always something to combat if you want to be a, you know, well-rounded individual.
Yeah, and we all know who we are, really.
We do. We do.
Sometimes you need a little push to kind of be true to yourself and to bring that out. Yeah. But really, we all kind of really know.
Deep down, we do.
Where we are.
Deep down.
Deep down. Sometimes we do have to dig deep for that.
Yeah.
But like I said, get coaching. You know,
that's what life's
about.
about.
And signs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My daughter would call me the most impatient person in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite patient. She says I'm impatient. But it's always because I've got a lot to say and a lot to do and a lot to give. Yeah. So I'm like, tell me.
Yeah.
But the other day, so I'm doing some coaching with Tanya, Coach T. So
shout out Tanya, by the way. Yeah, I love Tanya.
I love her. Dope. Honestly, she's bringing out things in me that I didn't even know were in there.
Because she knows how to. Yeah, to extract that.
Honestly, she's another young person that inspires me too. Yeah, truly. And I've told her that many a time. She's inspiring me, girl. Yeah. But I picked up this a stick, my affirmation for the morning, and it said patience. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if my daughter was here, she'll be just. And within 5 minutes, someone sent me like a quote for the day through WhatsApp. You know what it was about?
Patience.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it, and I was tested that day. My patience was tested that day, and I'm like, geez, this universe is talking to me. I have to be patient. I have to be patient. Yep. I have to do. Honestly, there are signs. Sometimes you see, and they come in so many different forms.
Yes, they do.
But again, like I was saying earlier, you have to be open to receive these things, because if you're not, you're just not going to see them, and you can miss a whole heap of opportunities. You can miss so much. So I believe in signs. I always have done, but I'm receiving these signs much more now.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of, you know, I don't like to throw too much shade on 2020 as much as COVID was a nightmare. We lost so many people. I also was able to find something in terms of, particularly in our community, the Slough community and the black community, just mindsets starting to shift. Mindsets the way people's thinking starting to adjust, because I've grown up with this mindset. Because it's kind of, it was started as discipline. You know, like you kind of ain't got a choice. Like you got parents and stuff like, you're going, what? You better just, hey.
We've all been there.
You can get the belt ones, you know them ones.
I know them ones well.
Trust me. Ouch. So different times now we understand like that's not quite the same, and I think we're learning to evolve our levels of how we discipline children. But one thing I would say is, as I've got older, I've really come to appreciate some of those harsh lessons I had to learn as a youngster, because now it's just translated into the kinds of work and integrity that I'm about. And once you have integrity in your life, no one can take that from you.
100%.
Like, when you're an integral person, people are almost fearful of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're willing to give up certain things to get certain things.
Yeah.
When you have somebody who is willing to say, no, I'm willing to put the hard work in to get where I need to get to. I'm not going to cut any corners.
Yeah.
I ain't going to try and piggyback, because ultimately when you get there, how are you going to experience it?
Yeah.
If you've just been piggybacking off people to try and get somewhere, when you do get there, you won't even enjoy it.
Because you won't know what to do with it.
What are you going to do? You didn't do the hard work to get here. Yeah, but now Joe's not here anymore, and now Joe, Joe, can you? Nah, it's not going to work like that. You need to live experiences, and you need to be willing to take L's, to lose many times, and that's where I think the community and connection comes in.
Absolutely.
Because when you take those L's, because what I can call you, I can say, Anita, it's hard times right now.
Yeah.
All right, here's what you can do.
Exactly that. Exactly.
But we need to get to that point.
Yeah, but don't see the loss or the losers as
negative.
Do you know what? You're going to learn from them.
They're important.
Because bet your bottom dollar you're not going to do it again.
Trust me. Yeah.
Or you're not going to do it in the same way.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn. So, you know, yes, we have challenges. Yes, we have roadblocks. Yes, we have people that pee us off. Yes, we have whoever. But do you know what? You're going to learn from them. You're not going to do that. What you did or how you got yourself in that situation. Hopefully, if you're someone that's going to want to learn and develop, you ain't going to do that again.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Well, I mean, let's switch to, I always like to bring up the Slough community.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Slough, born and raised. Yay. You have to big up there. Big up Slough, anyone from Slough, all the people. And also shout out to everyone who's been locking in from Slough. Been getting a lot of love and support from everyone, really. You know, and it goes to show that, like you talked about earlier, you know, people are willing to help if you extend that and you ask. So yeah, switching to Slough, you shouted out Coach T already, and like, is there anyone specifically you've worked with that you've worked on these specific projects that are upcoming, or something that you've worked on that you're just proud of?
Yeah, one of the things I'm really proud of is to be part of the Slough Caribbean Forum. Sometimes it's a noisy forum, I'm not going to lie. However, what I love about it is the fact that like-minded people, mostly like-minded people, are in a platform and helping to bring the black community together in Slough.
Yeah.
That's what drives me. So, you know, we have media that really drives me.
Yeah.
That inspires me, because this is something that probably maybe your granddad, my dad, are, you know, wanted to do and tried to do years ago.
But weren't allowed.
They weren't allowed.
Yeah.
They had blockers from wherever.
Yeah.
I don't want to name and shame them.
No, we don't need to.
I don't know who's going to see it, but they've had blockers.
Yeah,
and
we don't
they're
need to.
different challenges.
Yeah.
However, I think now we've got the platform, we've got the strength, we've got the wisdom, we've got the connections to take it forward.
Facts.
So for that, I'm really proud to be part of that forum. I work with SANAS, so St Kitts and Nevis Association Slough, which my dad founded back in 1998.
Yeah,
so
Mr.
again,
Herbert.
Mr. Herbert, everyone calls him Mr. Herbert.
Everyone knows Mr. Herbert. You have to. What?
Yeah.
That's the big man, you know.
Absolutely. And he founded that charity. Yeah. And actually, it's a charity that I co-chair. Yeah. But it wouldn't be where it is. So I've done a lot of work with my dad, some of that historical stuff, with a lot of the volunteers that we've got. We work with young people, with older people, all people, collaborating at the moment, doing lots of health seminars.
Nice. That's
so
good.
Monthly health seminars on different topics. Fantastic. We've got one on February the 13th on COVID-19.
Go and check that.
Come and hear about some of the myths that are around there, about the vaccine, and ask questions. Slough Public Health are going to be there as well.
Nice.
So we're doing a series of health workshops, and black people have to think of their health. Don't be scared to go to the doctors.
Yeah, man.
Don't be scared to, you know, I'm not a pill popper personally myself. However, don't be scared to ask the questions to make sure you're looking after your health. Yeah. So that's why we're doing that. Yeah. And like I said, in terms of ADL Connections, I'm really proud of the new programme, which I'm hoping is going to launch in April. So I'll be working with some community partners. Wicked. I can't say who they are
That's
yet.
That's fine.
But cohorts of young people coming soon. But cohorts of young people again, giving them the aspirations to become their better selves. So there'll be a series of 6 weeks.
Wicked.
Where they're learning different things each week. So
that's
I am,
the way.
I'm really proud and excited about going to be able to do that.
I mean, when it gets closer to the time, I'm definitely will be on board to help promotions and things like that, because I think it's important. Like the more we share with good intention, people that we work with, not only does it strengthen what you're doing, it just creates that mechanism that allows people to come in, find what they're good at. And it could just be a communication thing. It don't have to be, I'm giving you something. It could just be like a few words and they change the whole way of you thinking.
Exactly. And even if, you know, everything's going to be virtual now.
Unfortunately.
And I've worked with people, young or older, and they don't turn their cameras on. But actually, at the end of the course, their cameras are on. I'm like, do you know what? I haven't physically given you money or a gift or a chocolate or whatever, but do you know what? You've told me that this is a safe space. You trust me. You've now got your camera on it. That's a small thing, but actually for someone who is shy or uncomfortable or not confident, that's a massive thing.
It's huge.
So it's little wins like that, actually, which are big wins. Yeah. So I'm all about that.
Wicked. Okay, well, I would like to, before we leave the beautiful people, I'd like always for the other person that I'm sitting across from to lend a small bit of advice, you could say, for that young person who's coming up in the world, whether it's something you know or you've done before, or something that you just see that's going on now that you would like to, you know, try to change.
Yeah. For the young people, young person, whoever's out there listening, my advice to you is you can be whoever you want to be. You can share whatever you want to share. My advice would always be to find a safe place, a safe space for someone that you can talk to. But the biggest thing is you can be whatever you want to be, no matter what it is. And there's always someone out there that can inspire you. You know, I work with a lot of people that can inspire you. And young people, you inspire me because you have gifts that you can share. But most importantly, I would share self-love. Don't be pressured into doing anything you're not comfortable doing. And no is a small word, but it's a big statement. So don't feel you have to do what the next person's doing. So that would be my advice to you.
That's huge. And that's huge, especially the part about following what you are doing, like especially because we deal with that so much, the stress and feeling. So thank you for that, and hopefully some people out there can able to use that in a good way. Where can people find ADL Connections?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Communications are going to be a bit better because I'm learning a lot about my digital platform, but you can find me on those platforms. There's a contact me button on all of those platforms where you can connect with me on email. So Anita ADL Connexions with an X.co.uk. And I'm always here. Or if you can't find me on Instagram, you can come through Theo.
Yeah, man.
Theo knows how to contact me.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I'm always here. Always here to help.
Wicked. Well, Anita, it's been pleasurable.
It's
been blessed.
To you.
Honestly, to speak with somebody else, where connection of the generations, man. Like to translate those same messages, but just to do them in a more effective way now. Because we can't do things that our parents or our grandparents did. We can only do what's available to us now, and I think that's what we're constantly learning is how to utilize this technology in our best way.
How to utilize. We're evolving. The world is evolving. We can't sit still.
No, we can't.
If we want, we have to keep moving with it in our way. In 100%. Our way. And honestly, this has been a pleasure. Talking to you as well.
I'm glad. It's been wicked.
The last time I saw you properly, you were probably 3 in a body or something.
Lord.
I won't tell anybody that.
Lord. What, the little afro?
And
the little nappy fro?
Yes, you had a little fro. But honestly, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Wonderful to sit across the table with you.
It was a pleasure. It was my pleasure.
virtual
hug,
virtual everything,
handshake. And
it's been a pleasure, and thank you for listening.
Absolutely. People out there, please be safe. It's a very difficult time, as we all know, with COVID and everything. So if you can create, do what you can, but also pay close attention right now to your mental health. Nothing's more important than that, because without that, it don't matter about how much money you got, how nice your house or your car is, being able to wake up with enjoyment and be positive, and just to share that positivity, I think that outweighs everything.
Yeah,
you know?
Amen to that.
You know,
Amen
so
to that.
thank you again.
Thank you.
Blessed for coming on, and
Thank you.
closer maybe towards April, maybe in the summertime, we'll try and re-link again.
Absolutely, I'd
when
love
you get close to your programs
I'd
and
love it.
stuff.
I'd love to come and talk about it
Yeah.
a bit more. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Anita Herbert.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
It's you and this
Stay
day
blessed.
checking out.
Stay blessed.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Peace.